Welcome everyone to Movie Trivia Under the Lights. I'm your host as always, Alex Ulmer. Joined by me to my right is the great Ryan Cam, guys. And today we are back to you in the Elite Eight with our second matchup of this prestigious round. We have Merc of the movies, the number 1 seed, representing the Cinephiles in Paradise against the number 8 seed, Jacob the Package Cunningham. Both players coming off second round wins. Merc winning against his teammate, Charming Chad Clark, in a decisive ball game. And Jacob, a bit more close, a bit more low scoring, 14-13, a win over Merc's teammate, Tyler Bad News Banark. Ryan, let's get to it. Elite Eight, how excited are we feeling today?
I mean, when I heard that this was on next up on the docket, I was just beyond excited for this because this tournament, the only thing that is for sure about this tournament is nothing is for sure. But I feel like with this tournament, or with this particular match, I feel like it could be something we could figure out that the winner is very obvious. However, I sense an upset.
Yeah, we talk about him. Jacob trying to pull upset alert today. It would be the biggest win of his career by far. But you see, Ryan, his notable win is against Merc and his teammate Tyler. So he's beaten Merc before. Granted, that was in duos. Neither player has their partner to back them up this time. But what does he have to improve on today in order to pull the biggest upset in league history?
Well, you mentioned in the opening, Helmer, that Jacob is a very scrappy player. He pretty much is very low scoring. But I argued in the kickoff special to this whole tournament that he wins. It may not look like the prettiest win, but he wins. So I feel like he has a very weak first round average, so I think that might hamper him. I feel like if he gets a strong round one, I feel like it may work out for him. But if history has shown anything, it's a very weak round for him.
100% agree on everything. He needs to definitely play not just good in rounds 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 as well. Hunter said it early when he lost to Merc for the title. You basically need to play near perfect against this guy, and that's what Jacob needs to do. And why is Merc such a tough opponent, you think?
I mean, this dude is a machine. I've watched most of his matches at this point, and I feel like the more obscure, the better with Merc. I mean, you mentioned Once Upon a Time. His letterbox has 7,000 logged movies plus in that ballpark. So I feel like the more obscure, the better. However, I feel like a potential Achilles heel is franchises. It's been noted in the past. It feels like more known stuff might be overlooked. It's like he spent so much time going to the fringes, but he forgot the fundamentals.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the weeds with Merc. You're a good franchise player in other leagues. When you get to those questions, they can get really deep. They can really get into the kind of fandom elements of a lot of these franchises. And that's, I think, something that Merc struggles with. Fortunately for him, that's also something Jacob struggles with. He's not a big franchise guy. So the big question is going to be, how did Jacob prepare for this match? And how is he going to try to play the game in his favor in order to pull up the W?
Well, the winner obviously moves on to the Final Four, and it looks like the winner will face either Business Ben or, of all people, Tiz in their Final Four match. So it's going to be very interesting how this spins out. Like I said, it could be something very obvious, or it could be something that just comes at us like an RKO, just completely out of nowhere.
The winner of this will be the second player to clinch a spot in the Final Four, the first being myself. Before we get to the competitors, what can everyone do at home?
Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. This tournament is almost over, and it is going to be, like I said in my last match, as big as that explosion I assume is going to be in Oppenheimer. So subscribe to the channel, click the bell, notifications, do it now.
All right, well, let's get to the first competitor. And Ryan, we are joined today by a special guest, it looks like. Again, coming out of the shadows for the first time. Surprisingly, cutting Jacob off, who will now have to be delayed for a match going to have to be delayed. Mr. VHS, the first time we've seen you with the title.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I don't know. I mean, I have been enjoying this baby right here, keeping it cold, for anybody who wants to try and take it away from me and, fail. However, I figure I owe you the courtesy of a quick visit. Just check out how this thing is going. I know you planned this whole huge thing and a whole large tournament to just get the honor of coming into the end and losing to me. I assume you already are out, right? Or something. I haven't been really paying attention.
I'm in. I'm still in it, Nazario.
Weird. Is somebody actually playing here today?
And we're gonna get to him. But any last words to say to the people? Ryan's not a huge fan. I'm sure most of our audience is not a huge fan.
I assume that's Ryan, right?
I'm so any parting words before we actually get to this match, Mr. Montenegro?
Do your best. It won't be enough. See somebody in the end, I guess.
All right, that is the champ.
I am the objective broadcast journalist, had emphasis on that objective part, but I hope that guy steps on a Lego brick in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. I am also supposed to be objective, but I couldn't agree with that 100%. Let's get to this match, though. And the first competitor, representing the 5 Angry Men with a singles record of 3-2, the number 8 seed, Jacob the Package Cunningham.
I was muted. Hey guys, tell you what, I'm fucking sick of those jump scares. I'll tell you that much. Thanks for that, Mr. VHS. Yeah, how we doing, guys?
Pretty good. Jacob, you seem more electric than usual about today.
Well, look, like I said last time, I'm excited to play Merc. He's one of my favorite people in the league. I talk to him a lot about movies. He's a great guy. But I understand the David vs. Goliath situation I'm up against, but it's kind of freeing in a way. I can go into this. I'm nervous, don't get me wrong, but I've also kind of got nothing to lose. I'm really facing off against myself here. And if I can just play well, I'll be okay with it. I really hope I don't get blown out, but if I do, such is life. And but I've worked really hard for this. I've studied hard. I've done a lot of strategizing. I've looked at Merc's very daunting letterbox page that dwarfs mine, that I think is pretty respectable in its own right. But yeah, I'm excited for this match. I've prepared well, but it's really up to the questions at this point. And if I can't make it, or if my twink partner Gull can't make it, as Tyler called him, then I would like to see Merc go on and win this whole thing.
And his opponent, representing the Cinephiles in Paradise, the number 1 seed with a singles record of 3-1, Merc with the movie.
You guys make me like I'm human. I'm human.
Not with that letterbox account, you're not.
Damn, Merc's letterbox.
Jake is no, but yeah, I'm excited to be here. Like Jacob mentioned, me and him, we talk a lot. Have a lot of respect for him. Love the guy. So like similar to what I said about Chad in my previous match, I think Jacob should have been higher than HC. I personally think he should have been higher than Gall. I mean, come on.
Well, guys, a spot on the Final Four is on the line. Let's get to it. Ryan?
All right. In round number 1, there will be 8 questions. You will get 15 seconds for each question. Competitors must write down answers legibly and completely. Competitors have 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use throughout the course of the match. And if the competitor goes perfect, they will get the honorary Helmer bonus question for a potential 9th point.
Merc, are you ready?
What's up?
Jacob, are you ready?
Ready.
Then let's get ready to clash. Question number 1 is thus. What action movie begins with the song Night Call over the opening credits? Helmer, if you had to have a song like narrating for you throughout daily life, what would it be?
Oh, it has to be ABBA. I mean, it has to be.
Oh, God. Donna.
Hell yeah.
3, 2, 1. That's time.
All right, Merc.
Drive.
And Jacob.
Drive. Best damn opening credits ever.
Okay,
Drive is correct. We are 1-1.
Not a huge fan. 2.5 movie for me, but
Of course.
all right.
There will be
Question number
words.
2. Douglas Rain voices the villain in what 1960s film?
It must suck to have the last name Rain. Like, hey, it's a rainy day there, Mr. Rain. I'm like, yeah, haven't heard that one before.
Hopefully, he lives somewhere sunny, which doesn't rain very much.
Like Florida or
3,
Hawaii.
2, 1. That's time. Merc
2001.
and Jacob.
I think that might be it. I couldn't pull it.
And 2001 is correct
Yep.
for the point.
That was last minute. I put Robin Hood. I'm like, no, because I'm like, then I just like,
2-1.
how?
Third question.
Nicely done.
All right. Question number 3. In what year was the first Godzilla film released? Pretty important movie in Japanese cinema.
Take
Yeah.
a guess right here.
I'm not a huge fan of the Godzilla movies, but I respect them. 3, 2, 1.
Merc, go.
Put 1952. I know it's in the 50s. So
And Jacob.
I've gone 54.
It is 1954. So Jacob has
That's
tied
right.
the game.
2-2.
That was a big get.
Big for his confidence as well as we head into question 4. No perfect rounds. Name either the first song to be featured in Mamma Mia or its sequel, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Of course.
Speaking of ABBA from earlier.
I was afraid. I was trying not to say one of these answers at the first question. I realized that, I didn't want to give the correct answer away. So
I was going to say, just name like a Swedish band, but I think
3,
that's the only one
2,
people know.
1. It's time. Let's go to Merc.
Waterloo.
Jacob.
I think that's it. I've gone Dancing Queen. I don't think that's it.
Neither of you are correct. We were looking for either Honey Honey or When I Kissed the Teacher.
I don't know those songs. I'm fine with that.
I should have known because that was a good scene in the second one.
They're all good scenes.
It was.
I like
Yeah,
the second more than the first. Not gonna lie.
Yes, Jacob.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5, gentlemen. Question number 5. Evelyn Couch meets an outgoing old woman named Ninny, who tells her the story of Iggy Thurgood and Ruth Jameson, 2 young women who experienced hardships in Whistle Stop, Alabama in the 1920s. Name this film. Talk about weird names. Iggy and Ninny.
Yeah, I know. Good job there with the kind of adapting there. I mean, Ruth would be the first one. I don't even know. 3, 2, 1. That's time.
All right, Merc
Fried green tomatoes.
and Jacob.
I was thinking of 1920s movies. Nah, I don't have it.
Fried green
What-
tomatoes is
what did-
correct.
Come on.
Oh God.
I was struggling with the whole thing until I saw the Iggy name because I remember that. I was like, that's the only reason. Everything else, I was like,
Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes is correct. Merc
Like-
takes the lead once again.
when I saw him writing it, I'm like, okay, he does know it. Fuck.
No, I haven't seen it. I wouldn't have gotten it anyway.
Question
but
number
It's,
yeah,
six.
it's,
let's read
it's,
the
a pretty, it's a
question.
pretty good one.
Who plays the titular leads in the 2018 film Stan and Ollie? I haven't seen this movie, Ryan. It was one of those that was on my Oscar radar and then just got nothing. But I should
Oh,
see it.
It's really fun.
It played in my local theater when I was working there, so I saw the end about 75 times.
3, 2, 1. That's time. Let's get to Merc
John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan.
and Jacob.
I concur. John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan.
Both are correct. Both a point. 1 point ball game. Still.
All right, question number 7 is thus. What is the name of the lucky dragon who befriends Atreyu in the never-ending story?
I know that movie, but I
Story.
haven't seen it.
Can I see hands, Merc?
No, I'm not writing it. I got nothing.
Okay, he's already given up on the answer. All
You know
right,
me,
we
like,
have one
as
last
quick as I
person to
write-
get to.
As quick as I write them, I say
Three.
straight away. I don't know.
2, 1. That's time.
Merc
No,
Got
nothing.
and Jacob.
Falcor.
Falcor is correct. That was a good get. That was a really good get. The ball game is tied yet again.
I've never seen that movie.
Wow. And I actually seen it.
It's in there somewhere. I don't know why,
Well,
but
You knew that name, and that's all that mattered in this context.
8th and final question. With the 10th entry recently coming to theaters, how many Fast and Furious films does Tyrese Gibson's Roman appear in? We're looking for counting the most recent film.
I knew I should have studied this.
10 of these freaking things, yo. It gives me a headache just thinking about it.
Three, two, one. That's time. Jacob.
Genuinely have no idea when he even entered the franchise. 5.
Merc.
You forgot the one with the dumbest title. Too Fast, Too Furious, and the total is 6.
Damn.
And we were looking for 7. Both are
shit.
incorrect.
What are you talking about?
We were
And
looking
Jacob,
for-
by the way, Roman entered the
2?
franchise in Too Fast, Too Furious.
So,
No, there's a 6.
So would you like to challenge the answer on the board?
Yeah, I would like to challenge it.
All right, folks. So Merc has officially challenged the call. We'll be back to you once we've made a decision. All right, folks. You're back from the challenge, and it has been confirmed that Tyrese Gibson stars in 7 Fast and Furious films, those being Furious 7, Fast 5, F9, Too Fast and Furious, Furious 6, Furious 8, and Fast X. So, therefore, the score still, Ryan, is...
We are all tied at 4-4. Merc officially losing his challenge. That could potentially not go so well for him. As we go into round number 2, which is the beloved or reviled picture round. Each player must identify the name of an actor from the picture provided. There will be 3 pictures for each player, and they will be worth 1, 2, and 3 points respectively. Merc, you are the number 1 seed. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer?
I'll go first.
All right, very good. Merc, for 1 point.
Patty Constantine.
That is correct for 1 point.
Cornetto study
Man.
paying off.
The Megger, you would have got her. You would have laughed like, "Come on, Cornetto person."
All right, Jacob, for 1 point, name this actor.
Grace Kelly.
That is correct for 1 point. All right, Merc, for 2 points, name this actor.
Burt Lancaster.
That is correct for 2 points. No mercy from either side. No quarter either. Jacob, for 2 points. Name this actor.
Damn it. I always go in the wrong one.
Three, two,
I don't
1.
know.
We
Bette
were looking
Midler.
for Bette Midler. Bette
Okay,
Midler.
no, I would not have gotten that.
Merc, for 3 points. Name this actor.
Fiona Shaw.
For 3 points, that is correct. Oh, wow.
Merc, one of the best at the picture round. He's only missed 1 picture in all his entire singles career.
All right, Jacob, for 3 very crucial points. Name this actor.
Vicky Creeps.
For 3 points, he
Wow.
got it. That is correct.
Thank
That was
God.
a big get.
Potentially one of the biggest moment in the match there with the 3-point actors. Merc pulling it by 5. The match, I think, would have been over, honestly, if Jacob didn't get his 3-pointer, but he did, and we have a score of what?
We are currently at 10-8 with Merc holding a 2-point lead. He is in the lead. However, Jacob is not that far behind as we go into round number 3, which is the wheel round. Each competitor will receive 4 questions that are worth 2 points each. They will correlate with 1 category that will be assigned to them via the Wheel of Truth. If a competitor does not like the first category, they can spin again. However, that second spin, they must stick with it. Multiple choices on the table. Stealing is on the table. A competitor cannot go to multiple choice if they have missed the question. Their opponent can't miss the question. If they land on a wild card slice, they have the choice to spin again. However, they must stick with that second spin. And the wild card slices can either be spinner's choice, opponent's choice, or questions from a random actor's filmography. DCEU, John Hughes, Scores and Soundtracks, Spin Again, Black Cinema, Cult Classics, Wildcard Number 1, Quentin Tarantino, Action and Adventure, Mission Impossible, Sports Movies, Wildcard Number 2, Audrey Hepburn, The Royals, Studio Ghibli, and Wildcard Number 3. Merc, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer?
I'll go first.
All right.
All right, Merc, this is your spin.
Crucial here, like we talked about in pregame, Ryan.
Looks like it's going to sports
Yep.
movies.
Wow.
Yep.
Shit.
He
All
likes
right.
it. He's going to stick
I
with
remember
it.
you told me you're not good with American sports.
Nice call.
Maybe
All right.
there are Australian sports involved.
Yeah, because there's like 3 Australian football movies.
It's looking like
Oh, this is huge,
Ooh.
Ryan.
I'll take it.
He takes
Wow.
it, possibly
Yeah.
his strength as well.
Both competitors landing on strengths. This could be just live rounds for this round. Just nothing but bombs throughout.
All right, Merc, you landed on the category of sports. Are you ready?
Mhm.
In the 1996 rom-com Tin Cup, what comedian plays Rory McAvoy's best friend and caddy Romeo?
She's Marin.
That is correct for 2 points.
Nice pull indeed.
Second
Love that
question.
movie.
What classic sports film was remade in 2005 starring Billy Bob Thornton?
Bad News Bears.
Misspelling there. There should be an N, but that is correct. For 2 points. This could be another classic bulldozer around here for Merc. Let's see as we get to the third. The 2006 film Glory Road tells the true story of the UTEP Miners who won the 1966 national championship in what sport? We see
College
hands.
basketball. College basketball.
That's correct for 2 points. We were looking for
Wow,
basketball.
Merc is running away with it.
If only he had got a bad one, but I know he's good with Audrey.
It's already at 16 points. 2014's $1 Million Arm sees a sports agent looking for the next great major league pitchers and finds 2 cricket players from what country?
India.
For 2 points, 18-8. Merc
All right.
sweeps the category. Doesn't even have to go to multiple choice, Ryan. This is why he's the number 1 seed.
With that being said, Jacob, it is now up to you. These are your questions in the realm of Audrey Hepburn. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Question number 1. The events of the Children's Hour primarily take place at what kind of location?
It's a school, a boarding school.
Boarding school is correct for 2 very crucial points.
8-point game.
Question number 2 is thus. Central characters Mark and Joanna first meet each other on what type of vehicle in 2 for the Road?
Damn you, Helma. It's been a couple years.
I see hands, Merc.
Oh, sorry.
Got to go multiple.
Multiple choice. Very good. Your options. Is it A, boat, B, train, C, bus, or D, plane?
I want to say bus.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Merc for the 1-point steal.
B, train.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for a boat. It was a
I
boat.
don't even remember that.
Right. Jacob,
Never seen
question
this
number
movie, I just
3
seen
is
it
thus. What Hepburn film is based on a legendary novel written by Leo Tolstoy?
War and Peace.
The guy just freaking saw it.
That is correct for 2
Hey,
points.
I sat through that 3-hour boring ass movie. I deserve something for it.
No, this is like that's literally the last Audrey Hepburn movie he saw.
Hey,
Well,
no, I watched one other after that.
Okay.
Well, Jacob, question number 4, your 4th and final question is thus. As well as her iconic role as Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, Audrey Hepburn starred in what other film in 1964?
God.
3,
You can go multiple.
Two,
I haven't seen her movie.
1. Repeat. That's a repeat.
Repeat. Because I
That's
should
one
know this.
repeat.
I'm just so bad with dates.
And 3, 2,
Repeat again.
1. That's a second repeat. He's got 1 left. Three.
The Children's
2.
Hour.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Merc for the 2-point steal.
Damn. Jacob, we should have got multiple choice.
Hey, look,
Like,
I figured I gotta go for it.
I really do, because I know Roman Holiday was way before this, and the movie that she's
3,
blind is
2,
A Cry in the Dark.
1. Unfortunately, that is also incorrect. We were
I thought it
looking
was like
for Paris
1967.
When It Sizzles. Paris
Yeah,
when it
what-
sizzles.
Oh, watched that recently. Didn't think
I
you'd go
cried in the
that
dark
deep
is
with
like
it.
67, but I'm like, let me just, maybe I was wrong.
You know,
Alright.
Helmer, I feel like I'm a broken record these past few matches, but that could have been a lethal mistake on the part of Jacob the Package Cunningham. That was a strength, and he ended up missing 2 of them. Very,
That's
very
big.
important points.
6-point deficit, which is unfortunate because he will have to hit all 3 of his questions in the next, or he's going to have to hit his 5-pointer, basically, is what I'm saying, in the next round. Ryan, what is that?
This is the Clint Eastwood round. A competitor will have to choose 3 numbers. They will be worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. They will correlate to 3 random directors, and quite simply, whoever has the most points at the end of the round will be declared the winner and will advance to the final 4.
The 2 competitors have randomly chosen their numbers and given their randomly selected directors to the specific point values. So Jacob, he chose 11-6-3. His 2-pointer is going to be Alfred Hitchcock. His 3, Jon Favreau. His 5, Billy Wilder. Merc chose 2, 8, and 10. His 2-pointer, John Ford. His 3, J.J. Abrams. And his 5, Paul Thomas Anderson. We will get to Jacob first for his 2-pointer to cut Merc's lead down to 4 to get to 14. You have 1 repeat remaining. In what year was Rope released?
I hate release dates so much. 1961.
That is incorrect. We were looking for 1948.
Oh,
Ooh.
God.
I would have said 49.
Yeah, no,
If Jacob misses this question, his 3-pointer, he will lose the match and Merc will move on to the final 4. Number 11, Jon Favreau, his 3-pointer. Here we go. In Elf, Josie uses her Christmas spirit and is able to lift the sleigh into the air by leading a crowd and singing what Christmas song?
Phew, probably haven't seen that in over 10 years.
Three, two,
Repeat.
1. Last one.
Silent Night.
And your winner, moving on to the final 4, Merc, with the movies. The correct answer was Santa Claus Was Coming to Town. So, Merc, he was looking there pretty close, tied after round 1, winning only by 2 after round 2. But really, you started to pull away after round 3 into decisive knockout, 6-point win for you. How are you feeling today moving on to the final 4?
I'll admit it. I was very nervous when I got JJ and John Ford. I'm like, if it went to me, I was probably gonna have to go to my 5-point question. But Jacob, I have the utmost respect. Like, he really had me scared because the numbers I chose. He played better than I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought he would. He played better than his average in the first round. Like, he did better than his average, and it was great to play him like if you can't see my legs, but it was a little shaking because I'm like, he got some good numbers, and I believe that if he would have got this, and he would have got Billy Wilder, since you guys did a director showcase, he probably would have made me have to answer some questions.
Merc, before the match started, like the blue shell in in Mario Kart, Nazario dropped in on all of us and ruined a good time. So,
our paper
did
champion
that provide any motivation for you tonight?
Of course, I'm like I've told Homer many times. I'm sorry that the league is represented by a paper champion who only beat me because he had a handicap. I know he doesn't care what I have to say, but if I do win this tournament and he ends up beating me in a 5-round match, he will earn my respect. Because to me in this league, the real champ is winning 5-round matches, which is what I did to Hunter. So I'm excited. Like, he's a good player. I'm not gonna try to, as much shit talking as I do in a common paper champion. The guy is good. He won the Money in the Bank through 6 players that are really good. So, but like I said, I want to face him in a 5-round match to see who's the real champion of the league.
Your final 4 match will be against either 2 players who we didn't even expect to go to the Elite 8. One of them is going to the final 4, both representing the commission, both teammates, Business Ben and Tiz. Any thoughts on both competitors? Anyone you rather face?
They're both to me, they're both really good. They know their stuff. They like I've said it with like a lot of our players, like despite their seed, we have so many good players in this league that it really doesn't matter what seed they are. Like any of them could be like, look at Tiz, he beat Ryan, who was number 4 seed.
Mhm.
Like, you know, seeds in this, like you guys both been saying it very good. Like in this tournament, seeds don't matter. Like we have a lot of good players that they can just pull upsets.
Merc, you've made it to the Final Four. You're the second player to do so. I welcome you with open arms, as we're both
Now
down
I
here.
am okay. If I don't win, I don't care because I'm in the Final Four. Like that makes me feel happy. Like given how much, like I love the fact that, you know, you guys have talked about me good. Like I said, I've always told you, thank you for inviting me to the league. So, you know, just the fact, you know, like I've lived up to what a lot of you guys feel I'm capable of. Like I'm just happy I made it to the Final Four, win or lose. I'm like, I just, you know, I was scared. I'm like, you know, like given I'm the first seed. If I don't make it past the Elite Eight, I would have been like, oh, he's just a flash in the pan. He lost it, you know. So I'm like, I'm in the Final Four, whether I win or lose. I'm like, you know, like I show what I'm about since the free for all, and I show why you invited me off the bat without having to get drafted or anything. So, you know, just I'm excited to be in the Final Four. From everybody that's still left, I would love to play Helmet because it might be the one time that we get to play. So it would be a great match. It was like, we know we're really close. We hang out a lot when you're here. So like we kind of know each other's strength. We know what we'd have to study from each other. So it would be a great fun match to play with you. That like from everybody left, that you are the one I want to play the most.
I agree with that sentiment, although I would definitely rather play a bunch of other players more. All right, Merc, congratulations on the W. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Jacob, you said you wanted to keep it close. You did. You made it to the 4th round. You didn't get knocked out. Take us through your struggles in the later 2 rounds. What happened?
Yeah, it was an interesting one because I sort of held on in the round that I expected to be down by like 4 or 5 points in round 1. So like I did well in the round I expected to struggle in, and I struggled in the round I expected to do well in, which was the wheel round. I don't really like, I stand by my strategy for that match. Like that Hepburn multiple choice question, I would not have gotten that with multiple choice. I was that far behind when really I needed to be up in the director round to even have a shot at winning. So I was fine with going for that because I don't think I would have gotten it with multiple choice either. And that was a category I was really hoping Merc would spin, if I'm being honest, because that was the key. Once he spun sports movies, I'm like, he's going 8. I'm down at the end of this round. Director round I've struggled in. So I'm fine with the way I play. It's a bit deflating to have not really scored many points in the second half of the match, but you know, I'm fine with it. It's kind of what we expected to happen, and I have a lot of respect for Merc. And as I said before, my guy Gal is still in the tournament. The 5 Angry Men live. I'll be training him up for his match against Gil, and he's going to try and go all the way. But if he can't, I hope Merc takes his crown back from the paper champion.
Damn, you just don't really want me to win, do you? You just
you'd be okay too, I guess. You'd be okay too, I guess. You know,
Jacob.
But yeah,
Jacob, this most likely ends your singles trivia run in season 3. Take us through kind of any plans you have in either Cinemores or Duos movie trivia.
Yeah, it's a bummer because like in my time in the league, I think I would have liked to play more singles matches than I did. So, but yeah, that's probably it for this season. Duos, I've been pestering Helmer for a while that Gal and I very much want another shot at the Duos Championships. I think we've earned one. I think we won the tournament. You know, there's not many other teams around that mark. We'd happily play a number 1 contender match if you wanted to throw it at us, but we really feel like we could have a crack at that Duos Championship. And I think I've found that Duos is where I play my best when I've got someone to back up my weaknesses, because I do just have those weaknesses in certain areas, like specific plot details, and I just don't have the best memory for that sort of stuff. So yeah, love to get back in Duos. And Cinema Wars, you know, we know I'm a bit of a threat in that division, so I'd love to play again there as well.
It was giving us a bit of a scare after the first 2 rounds. We were saying, oh, okay. You know, Jacob, again, improving from last match. But again, it is the fact that Merc is such a beast in those later rounds. You can't ever kind of be slow in one of those 4 rounds. And that's what kind of Jacob lost some steam in the later 2.
Yeah, he clearly stumbled in Audrey Hepburn, and literally when Merc hit sports movies, I'm like, this is pretty much game over at this point.
Yeah, and Jacob really needed. I thought he was going to do better in Audrey Hepburn than he actually did. But like he said in pregame, he was really hoping that would be a category that Merc spun instead of him. So, but again, I still think Jacob played well. He scored 12 points. He was around there in his first match against Tyler. But I do think kind of as those kind of later rounds progressed, it was more and more kind of obvious that Merc was going to run away with this. And he scores 18 points, doesn't have to answer a question in the direct round. That's just, you got to play, you got to play your ass off when you're playing this guy.
Yes, and let's not forget, we might as well just rename him Hurricane Merc, because he is just a storm that is just seemingly not going to be quelled for some time. I feel a great swell of pity for anyone who has to go up against him next, whether that be Tiz or Business Ben.
Yep, and speaking of which, the next time we will see that Hurricane is in the Final Four. Congratulations to Merc, who clinches that spot, the number 1 seed onto the Final Four, either facing Business Ben or Tiz. And then on the bottom side of the bracket, the number 2 seed, myself, still there. And very soon we will get those next 2 matches in which we will see all 4. So yes, guys, all 4, as next week will be a Movie Trivia Frenzy episode in which we will get those 2 Final Four episodes. And we will get a complete look at what this Final Four of the annual Singles Film Trivia Clash Tournament of Season 3 will look like. That's going to do it for us at the League of Cinephiles today for another great episode of Movie Trivia Under the Lights. Jacob the Package Cunningham, 12 points, falls to number 1 seed Merc of the Movies, who scores 18 and moves on to the Final Four. Cinephiles in Paradise still have 1 member alive at 3 points for their faction. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell to get notified on all our latest and related competition like this, Cinem Wars, and then, just thank you everyone for being in the live chat as well. And we will see you all soon, guys. See you next week. Ciao.